All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where Derrick James, the 2022 Trainer of the Year, has finally spoken out about the Errol Spence Jr. fight with Terrence Crawford, what he thought happened, and other things. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the welterweight division where we continue this very long breakdown of what happened and what will happen after the Terrence Crawford win over Errol Spence Jr. that took place about 15 days ago in Las Vegas on July 29th, when Terrence Crawford stopped Errol Spence Jr. and became the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Derrick James, the trainer of Errol Spence Jr., has given a statement in an interview that took place after his fight, the fight of his heavyweight charge, Anthony Joshua. And I thought what he said was very interesting and again feeds with what a lot of people have been saying about Errol Spence Jr. in that fight. And Derrick James sounded a whole lot more relaxed than a lot of other people did about the circumstance. Let's talk about that. But before I do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you guys so much for continuing to chop it up about boxing with me every day. Sensible people in the comment section, thank you guys very much. And especially thank you to people that actually listen to the videos and understand what it is that is being said and not out there just hitting the comment button off knee-jerk reactions to something you think was said that more than likely was not. But if you are new to the channel, hey, if you like the content, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And thank you to everybody that sponsors videos like this in the super thanks. It's a great way to keep content creators being able to do the things that they do. Now, let's get into this. Derrick James was at a fight in the UK where Anthony Joshua knocked out Robert Helenius. I think that was around the 8th or the 9th round. A good fight for Anthony Joshua. I thought second fight, Anthony Joshua looked better and more comfortable with Derrick James than he had in the first fight against Jermaine Franklin, which went the distance. This fight was against a guy that was a late replacement and who had had a win shortly before that. And before that had been knocked out in one round by Deontay Wilder. So, good another good get back fight for Anthony Joshua. I think Eddie Hearn is doing a good job of matching him up with on his way to a fight against Deontay Wilder that should be taking place I think that's in January. However, after the fight, Derrick James was asked about Anthony Joshua, when he's asked by Errol Spence about Errol Spence Jr., and he said, look, man, it just looked like his feet was stuck in quicksand. Looked like he was walking in quicksand. And that is not the same dude. That was not the same guy. He did not look the same way in that fight as he even did in the gym before the fight took place. Now, Gary Russell Jr. also said something about looking at Errol in the pre-fight workout, and he looked like his distance was off, his spacing was off, like something was just wrong with him. So I just want to throw in there because I'm not going to make probably not going to make a video talking about what Gary Russell Jr. said. Might do it though, but probably won't do it. But Derrick James pretty much reiterated what he said, and that he just looked like he looked very slow. And now Derrick James' explanation is, look, man, it happens in boxing sometimes. It's just not your night. That happens. But he did not give any reasons for it, why he believed that was the case. He said maybe it was and then he stopped. Right now, because obviously what he doesn't want to do is what Errol Spence Jr. doesn't want to do, which is not give you any reasons for why he may not have been himself in that fight. But I do think that it is pretty much unanimously known, or not known, because this known is probably not the right word. But there's a lot of observations that people have been making from all kind of corners that something was not right with him. He just didn't look right at all in that fight. Physically did not look right in that fight. Did not look right in the lead into the fight. The couple days before into that fight. You have people showing pictures of him walking in the ring with his eyes looking like they're swollen and all kind of stuff. Just did not look right with Errol Spence. So what Derrick James is saying is pretty much agreeing with that that's just something not right. Now, he also talked about the fight itself, and they asked him why he didn't stop it early. And he said, look, he was still throwing hard punches. He was still fighting with intention. There's been times where people have hurt Terrence Crawford, and we thought, hey, maybe he could land a big shot on Terrence and turn the fight around. But it didn't happen. He said it's not like Terrence Crawford was running in there doing backflips and all kind of crazy stuff out there that they'd never seen before. But Errol Spence Jr. was, again, just looked like his feet were stuck in sand. So they believe that it's more about what Errol Spence Jr. did and than necessarily what it was that Terrence Crawford did. Now, while people I don't know, man, how can I do this? This is a little section in the video where I like to be as real as you can be, right? Because when you talk about this subject, and a lot of times when you talk about subject with boxers that lose, there's a crowd of people that just want to inundate with you with things like, don't make excuses. You're just stealing you're stealing this. You're stealing this from him. You're stealing that from him. Nah, man, sorry. If almost to a head, everybody looks at somebody and says, man, that guy's not right. Something is not right about him, whether it was neurological issues, residual neurological damage from a car accident, like the one particular guy who proclaimed to be a doctor announced, very unethically, by the way. And I still maintain that was unethical because he didn't. Not that I'm saying that I know it's not true, because I'm not a doctor. Right? I don't have any expertise in that. I can't diagnose people in person, let alone diagnose them on a television screen. But aside from that, the possibility that he has neurological damage is real, right? Very real. And also that he was severely dehydrated from a weight class where it was very, very difficult for him to make the weight after another 15-month layoff. All of those things are real things that took place in that fight and are real considerations that should be discussed. And if the fighter themselves is not out there saying, oh, man, I would have won if I had just drank more water or if it had been in 154, and they're not saying anything, I don't understand why anybody would have any issues with other people dissecting or trying to figure out exactly why the kid looked like the kid looked in the fight. But at the end of the day, they was also asked Derrick James, what do you think about the rematch? And he said, look, and he said this about Anthony Joshua as well. He said, look, that's not my job to tell Errol Spence Jr. or Anthony Joshua who to fight and what to do next. And I don't pick fighters for people. It's my job. This is Derrick James saying, it's my job to prepare them for the people that they want to fight, because it's not my career, it's their career. And Errol Spence Jr. decides exactly who Errol Spence Jr. wants to fight, right? So as far as the rematch going, Derrick James is not going to stand in the way of it, even though there's other trainers like they would do things like, well, I don't think you should be taking this fight, so you just don't take it at all, or the trainer quits before going into it. That's not Derrick James' position, and I salute him for it. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.